And behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simeon. And this man was just and devout, waiting for the consolation of Israel. And the Holy Spirit was upon him. And it had been revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he would not see death until he had seen the Lord's Christ. Hello again, God's beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes. It's the show that's committed to bringing you uplifting and inspirational word to help you through those hard times. In the movie A Christmas Story, all that little Ralphie wanted was a Red Ryder BB gun. He left notes, pictures, and clues all over the place of what he wanted, but his desires rejected by his mother, his teacher, and also a disgruntled Santa Claus, all of whom gave him the same warning: you'll shoot your eye out. However, that morning, his father directed him to the last box behind the tree, and to his surprise, he received the gift that he had been waiting for. As children, we longed for Christmas to come because in our minds, we just knew that we would receive the one gift that we had been waiting for all year long. The excitement was so much that we found it hard to sleep that night. Christmas was the one time that we had joy in our hearts, and we treated people with joy as well. But somewhere along the line, we have forgotten just what that felt like. It was time for the baby Jesus to be dedicated and offered up to God for keeping and care. And so his parents took him to the temple, and somewhere in the temple is where they ran into a man who would reveal the truth of his birth. Simeon was a man who was filled with the Holy Spirit, and he had been directed by the Father to go to a place in order to see that in which he was waiting for. In this verse, we see a man who walked closely with God, so close that God was able to use him in the most magnificent way in order to encourage Joseph and Mary. We don't know much about this man, only that he was righteous and devout. He was a man who looked for the coming of the Messiah. He was a man who was led by the Holy Spirit, a man who was given the unusual promise, and a man who not only saw, but he held the Messiah. The world can find peace and comfort only in the coming of Jesus Christ, but we must allow God's Holy Spirit to lead and guide us to a truth and understanding. We must be willing to go to a place where he sends us. Jesus, the appointed one to God's salvation, holds the key that opens the door. However, we must confess that it is through God's Son that salvation comes by. There must be a decision made for Christ in order to receive the gift that is worth waiting for. Well, that's my time. I pray that you all have a blessed week. And Simeon blessed him and said to his mother Mary, "Behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against." Merry Christmas to all. One love. 5 Minutes.